Okay guys, so 6.6, we're still looking at graphs, but now we're looking at what is called parallel and perpendicular lines. Do you guys remember this?
No.
Parallel and perpendicular. Now, there is a little bit of shorthand for these, which I would like to show you now. And so instead of having to write parallel every single time, we can use this symbol. Two lines straight up and down. And perpendicular, we can use this symbol. Okay, so it's an upside down T. Okay, those are just shorthand for parallel and perpendicular, so we don't have to write it out every single time. Okay, so parallel lines. Parallel lines are two lines that do not intersect. Intersect means they cross. So parallel lines are two lines that never ever cross, ever. So that tells us something about their slope. Parallel lines have the same slope because the two lines are growing at the exact same speed. So they will never ever intersect each other. Okay, so let's look at our graph. And let's draw an example of two parallel lines. I'm going to draw a line through the point 1, 2, 3, 0, or negative 4, 0, and 0, positive 2.
Well, that's not,
I'm just drawing a line. And a parallel line to that would be, let's give it the same slope. So what do you guys want the slope to equal? Something
0.
easy.
1.
Well, we have to count this slope, right? 1, 2, up 2, over
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the same as 2 over 4, which is 1/2, right? So we need to draw a line that has the same slope. So what about something like this? Okay. So here are two parallel lines. They never ever intersect. They have a slope of 1/2. Okay? So I made 2 points here at, the first line is negative 4, 0, and 0, positive 2. And then the second line, the 2 points were negative 4, negative 1, 2, 4, and negative 1, 2, negative 3. Okay, so I just drew two lines that were parallel. So what about perpendicular lines? Okay. So perpendicular lines actually do intersect. So they are two lines that intersect to form what is called a right angle. Okay? A right angle means that the measure of the angle, does anybody remember? 90 degrees. So it's a corner, right? This classroom has 4 corners and they are right angles. Okay? Alright, parallel or perpendicular lines have slopes. Do you think they're the same if they intersect? No, they're not, because if they were the same, they would be parallel, right? Their slopes are reciprocal of each other. Reciprocal means that we flip it. Okay, perpendicular lines have slopes. They're not just reciprocals, they're also opposite. I didn't leave enough room. They're called opposite reciprocals, which means we flip it and we change the sign. Okay? So, for example, if I had a slope that was 3 over 2, what would a perpendicular slope be? Negative 2 over 3. So you change the sign and you flip it. So that's what opposite reciprocal means. Okay, so an example of perpendicular lines are the x and y axis, right? Do these form a right angle?
Yeah.
They do. Let's draw one that is not up straight up and down. Reciprocal, opposite reciprocal. Opposite means you flip the sign, change the sign. Reciprocal means you flip the fraction. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to draw, make 2 points at 0, 2, and -3, +1. Okay, so draw that line.
Say that again. What is it?
It's 0, 2, -3, +1. The corners are right angles.
Oh,
Okay, so that's what perpendicular lines look like. Okay, so now that we know what perpendicular lines look like, they should all have 4 right angles. Let's look at an example. In your homework, you will be given an equation that looks like this. And what you're going to be asked to do is write an equation of a parallel line, write an equation of a perpendicular line, find the slopes of each one. You'll be asked to do a whole lot of different things, but it's not as hard as it sounds. So let's look at this. Of this equation, y equals 4x plus 5, what's the slope? 4, right? Okay. So our question is, what is the slope of a line that is parallel to this? Do parallel lines have the same slope or different slopes? Same. So what's going to be the slope of a parallel line? Also 4. So m equals 4. Okay, what about a perpendicular slope? They are different. How are they different?
Because they flip.
They're the reciprocal and they're also
so it would be
opposite. Okay, so if my slope is +4, it's -1/4. That's the parallel slope, or perpendicular slope. So right now we do nothing with the 5. Okay, example 2 then. Yeah. Okay. 3x plus 4y equals 12. Now this time, instead of, alright, example 2. 3x plus 4y equals 12. Can I find the slope of that yet? No, we need to solve for y first. We need to put it in slope-intercept form. So what should I do? We do. So what should I do? Subtract 3x. So that's going to give me 4y.
Wait, you're always trying to get y by?
Yeah, because the slope is right there for us, right? We don't have to do any solving.
Subtract 3x plus 3x by a number that doesn't have x.
You can't, so that's why we're going to leave it as -3x plus 12. Okay? And then I still don't have y by itself, so what do I need to do?
Divide by.
Divide by 4. So let's divide the whole thing by 4. So that's going to give me y equals, what's -3x divided by 4? -3/4. So we write -3/4x. 12 divided by 4, plus 3. Now, do we really care about this plus 3 right now?
No.
Not right now, because we're not graphing yet. So what is the slope of this line?
M equals
-3/4, right? We're just concerned about this part right now. Okay, so if I was looking for a parallel line, what would the slope of a parallel line be? -3/4. It's the same, right? Okay, then how do I find the perpendicular one? Positive 4/3. We change the sign and then we flip it.
And then we change to positive.
And we change it.
Positive.
Correct. Okay. So example 3, what I would like for you all is to do this one by yourselves. Okay. So you need to get y by itself and then find the parallel slope and the perpendicular slope. Okay.
Everybody?
Example 3. I need to get y by itself, so what do I do first, Johnny?
Oh, you subtract 2x.
Very good. I subtract 2x. So that is -3y equals -2x plus 9. Okay, Tommy, then what?
then you subtract, wait, no, you've already subtracted by 2.
Uh-huh.
So then you divide by 3,
Positive or negative?
positive. Or negative.
Negative
sorry.
3. I divide by negative 3. So that gives me
Y.
y equals,
Why do you divide by negative?
because it's being multiplied by y, so we need to get y by itself. Negative 2 divided by negative 3 gives me positive 2 over 3x. Positive 9 divided by negative 3. From the negative. Well, nothing's happened to it yet because no one's told me what positive 9 divided by negative 3 is.
3.
Negative 3. Okay. Okay. So what's the slope of this line?
Negative, or positive 2 over 3.
Positive 2 over 3 is the slope of this line.
So parallel slope.
So a parallel slope would be what, Destiny? What's the parallel slope of this one? Is it the same? Are parallel the same or different?
Same.
The same. So the parallel slope would be? What's the slope of this one? 2 over 3. Okay, so what would be a perpendicular slope? Brandon, what would be a perpendicular slope?
Negative 3 over 2.
Good, negative 3 over 2.
Whoa, how do you get the 2 over 3? Oh, it's
Example 4, determine if the two lines are parallel. So we were given these two lines right here. What I have to do for these is I need to find the slope of each one of these. Now the first, we don't even have to graph it. The first one, look at this first one. What's the slope here? Of this first line, what's the slope?
3 over 1.
Positive 3 over 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we need to find the slope of this line. So what do I need to do? Subtract 2x. So we get y equals negative 2x plus 6. So what's the slope of that line?
Negative 2 over 1.
Negative 2 over 1. So are these lines parallel?
No. No.
No, they are not.
What is that?
Because the slopes are not the same.
A.
Okay?
B.
Alright, what is the slope of the first line?
4 over 1.
Good.
Positive 4.
No, it's like this.
Not quite. Okay. What about this second line? I need to solve for y, so what do I do?
Positive. Oh my gosh.
You want to say add 8x, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we get 2y equals
Positive.
8x plus 12. Okay. Oops.
Divide by.
Alright. Divide by 2.
Okay,
So we get y equals
4x
8 divided by 2 is 4x plus 6. So what is the slope of this line?
over 1.
The same, 4. Okay, so are these two lines parallel?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Awesome.
The next 2 are.
Now I want to decide if these two lines are perpendicular. What is the slope of this first one? Negative 5 over 1. This second one, we almost have y by itself, so what do? We need to divide by 5. So I get y equals, x divided by 5 is the same as positive 1/5 x, right?
Yes.
Minus 4 over 5. So what's the slope of this one?
Negative 1 over 5.
Positive 1 over 5. So are these perpendicular?
Yes. Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. They are opposite and they are reciprocal. So the answer is yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay?